श्याम सुंदर कन्हैयालाल गिरिवरधारी नंद दुलाल जय गोविंदा जय गोपाल केशव माधव जय गोविंदा जय गोपाल अखिल केशव श्रीधर माधव गोविंद गोपाल हरि श्रीधर माधव गोविंद अच्युत केशव श्रीधर माधव गोविंद गोपाल हरे श्रीधर माधव गोविंद गोपाल यमुना पुल में वंशी बजाले नटवर श्री राधा माधव नील माधव की, श्री गिरिराज की, श्री गौरताय की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, समावेत भक्त वृंद की। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद। Sri Madhavendra Puripad ki Jai. Welcome all of you for today's second session on Madhavendra Puri. This is very small letters. I'll make it a little bigger. It can be made little different. So yesterday, to give a very quick 2-3 minute summary of what I said yesterday, I will recapitulate a few points. We began talking about Madhavendra Puri. He is called the root of love of God in our Guru Parampara. And he established the worship of divine couple, Shri Radha and Krishna. And he was himself a great lover of God. And he is a Kalpavriksha from the spiritual world, desire tree from the spiritual world. And he is the Guru of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Guru. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Guru is Ishwar Puri. Ishwar Puri's Guru is Madhavendra Puri. And Madhavendra Puri adopted a Ayachaka Vritti, which means he was so exalted that he wouldn't even beg anything from anyone. He would totally depend on Lord Krishna. Yoga Kshemam Ahamyam. Lord says, I preserve what my devotees have and I provide what they lack. So he depended on the Lord completely. So I elaborately discussed it yesterday. Then after that I told one more thing, that Lord Krishna remains hidden when there is no one to lovingly worship him. But he becomes manifest when there is a lover of God. So then Lord comes in the dream of the devotee and becomes manifest and accepts worship. And the proof for that is seen in this pastime, where Lord Krishna came in front of Madhavendra Puri and exchanged love with him by giving him a pot of milk in the beginning. Later on coming in his dream and requesting him to bring him out of the bushes and establish a temple on the top of the hill and worship him. Correct? So these are loving dealings between Lord and the devotees. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Lord says, I always reside in the heart of my devotee, and my devotee always resides in my heart. And I do not know anything but my devotee, and my devotees do not know anything but me. So this is the highest type of dharma or religion that the world has ever seen. Because in this world, people do some kind of religiosity. They go to temple and pray to God, mostly anticipating some gifts in return from God. There are many people who even do business with God. I heard in Tirupati, Balaji, one fellow went, and Tirupati Balaji is in South India, and he is very famous God because he is a very rich God. If any of you do not know, Tirupati Balaji is none other than Lord Krishna. Bala means Krishna, Ji means respectable. So respectable Krishna is who? One who appeared in the jail of Kamsa in Mathura. When Devaki and Vasudeva saw Krishna, he had curly locks of hair. He appeared with 400 form, with Shankha Chakra Gada Padma. And so he is a Bala, he is a child, but he also appeared in a big Vishnu form. So he became respectable. Therefore he is called Balaji. So Balaji is looking like Vishnu form only. So he stands on a hilltop in South India, in a place called Tirupati. So you will find, people throng the place in crores. So heavy crowd that as you go for the darshan, they will catch you and throw you. Take darshan and go immediately. There are so many watchmen there, even today. So he is a Lord worshipped in awe and reverence. So one fellow went there and prayed to Balaji that, oh Lord, if you give me 1 lakh rupees, I will give you 50,000 rupees. He did a business with the Lord. Then he told the Lord, okay, whatever you give me, I will give you half of that. Like that he prayed. So he came back home and he got in lottery. How much do you think he got? He got 50,000 in lottery. And his friend asked him, see, you told the Lord, whatever you get, you will give him half. Are you going to give him? The friend said, no, I had asked Lord for 1 lakh, but he gave me only 50,000. I think he has taken his part already. Like that he was saying. But his friend said, but you also promised that whatever you get, you will give half. You are not giving. His friend kept on pushing him again and again, probing him. So finally, the friend said, okay, I'll come with you. So they both went. So friend made sure that he is carrying 25,000 rupees with him. He carried. But when they came to the place where they are supposed to put the money in that hundi box, so they came to that place, this friend wasn't in the mood to put that money. He was a greedy fellow. He told his friend, can you go and get some laddus? Laddus, laddus are very famous in Tirupati. So his friend went to get that. So this fellow was such a cheater. Instead of putting 25,000, do you know how much he put? Just only 100 rupees. He put and he came back home. So his friend asked him, did you put that money which you promised to Balaji? He said, yes, I put it. He said. But then he came home, he saw suddenly the gold ring was missing. The gold ring was 24,900. So Balaji had taken away. So, of course, nobody can cheat him. If you try to cheat him, you will get cheated. But people do business like that with the Lord. Many people actually go to the temple out of either depression or stress, or they go out of some desire to get something in return. But here you find Madhavendra Puri. Yesterday we elaborately discussed this point. Madhavendra Puri was a great lover. I told you that fruit vendor lady past time also. How she lovingly gave the fruits to Krishna. So devotional service should be performed with the heart. It should be performed with great love, because Lord has shown so much love to all of us. Actually everything in nature you see is the expression of love, His love for us. So we have to also reciprocate back with Him. So Madhavendra Puri did that very well. I am going to read some verses, you will see later what happened as Madhavendra Puri was worshipping. See here. Swarna Raupya Vastra Gandha Bhakshagupahara Asankya Aise Nitya Badila Bhandara. Thus countless presentations of gold, silver, garments, scented articles and eatables arrived. The store of Gopal increased daily, he says. That means, when Madhavendra Puri with great devotion worshipped Lord Gopal on the top of the hill, everybody's heart became blossomed. Everybody came in a giving mood. They gave gold and silver for making ornaments, and they gave costly garments for putting dress on Lord's body. They brought scented articles, like attar and other things. And many, many eatables were brought. Yeka mahadani kshatriya karayala mandira Keha paka vandara kaila kehata prachira. One very rich Kshatriya of the royal order constructed a temple. Someone made cooking utensils, and someone constructed boundary walls. Yeka yeka vrajavasi yeka yeka gavi dila sahasra sahasra gavi gopale rahila. Each and every family residing in the land of Rajabhumi contributed one cow. In this way, thousands of cows became the property of Gopal. Gauda Haita Iladui Vairagi Brahmana Puri Gosai Rakila Tare Kariyayatana. Eventually, two Brahmanas in the renounced order arrived from Bengal. Madhavendra Puri, who liked them very much, kept them in Vrindavan and gave them all kinds of comforts to worship the deities. Seiduye Shishakari Seva Samarpila Raja Seva Haya Purira Ananda Vadila. Thus they were then initiated by Madhavendra Puri, and he entrusted them with the daily service of the Lord. This service was performed continuously, and the worship of the deity became very gorgeous. Thus Madhavendra Puri was very pleased. Now I read 3-4 verses now. You observed, when you serve the Lord with affection, many people will come automatically. Automatically means inspired by the Lord. And they will all join. In Pune, there is one Damodar Prabhu and Vrindavaneshwari Mataji, disciples of this Burijan Prabhu living in Pune. So yearly they used to put a festival. They used to invite me for a lecture. So one time I went, they had 1,000 offerings in their house for Jagannath Baladev Subhadra. On that day when I had gone, I said, 1,000 offerings. Small, everywhere on the table, here, there, everywhere, so much huge offerings. So they said, no, Prabhu, we only prepared about 200 or something, but the rest of it has come from many congregation devotees. They prepared in their homes and they brought it. So somebody brought a turban for Jagannath, somebody brought jewelry, somebody brought bhoga offering. So because they used to preach nicely and take care of people. So you will find that when any family, Grihastha family also, if they are very faithfully rendering devotional service and they celebrate a festival for the Lord with their heart, they put their heart, make the best of prasadam, best of decoration, then a lot of people will come. See, Prabhupada said in Bombay, also we should have 5,000 temples. Once Prabhupada said, how can you have 5,000 temples? He said, in every Grihastha home is a temple. He said. So, in this way, home deity, we may worship in a mediocre way on normal days, but at least festival days, we can decorate them well and invite the people to come and take prasadam in our home, do kirtans and bhajans, and speak something from Srimad Bhagavatam Chaitanya Charitamrita. Or if you come to the temple and take part in the services and taking care of the main deity, that is also equivalent to taking care of one's own deity. If one can come to the temple and take part actively in service. So, inspired by Madhavendra Puri's devotional service, you find that, so many businessmen came forward to give clothes and, necklaces and ornaments and everything. Many people, somebody gave cows in charity. Some two fellows came and said, we are Brahmanas, we want to get initiated by you. So they got initiated. And they were entering deity seva also. In this way, as I told you, worship. And also many people gave lands, which became deity's property. In this way he says, I told you yesterday this point, last point. He worshipped Gopal deity for 2 full years, which means every day different village people came, bringing offerings. Like that Gopal was worshipped very gorgeously. And then, after that, Lord was completely satisfied with Madhavendra Puri. Lord Gopal was completely satisfied. Now, when Madhavendra Puri was worshipping the Lord like this for 2 years, he was preoccupied in the entire 2 years in seeing that the bhoga is made properly, deities are worshipped properly, and all the people are attended properly. So now, Gopal had a desire that now I will come in his dream and make one more request. And let me see how he reciprocates with my request. You see, this camphor? Camphor? When you take camphor and do like this, crush it, the fragrance increases more. You will see that. Similarly, the Lord also sometimes puts devotees to test. And the test is not to, give suffering to devotee, but the test is to, bring out the love of the devotee so that the whole world can see. So Lord sometimes apparently gives devotees some troublesome, puts them in troublesome situation. Like Prabhupada gives an example in one of the purports. He says that sometimes a mother-in-law, she sees that the daughter-in-law has come newly married to home, but she is not so well informed in rendering services at home. She may be a computer engineer, but she is not very good in serving prasad. She is serving this much sabji, vegetables, but rice she puts very little in one corner. So mother-in-law is wondering, what kind of girl is this? She doesn't know. Maybe she is highly qualified. She is a computer engineer, but she doesn't know how to serve. But if she scolds her, what will happen? Immediately the relationship is going to become affected. So mother-in-law, instead of taunting her, she taunts her own daughter. Because both are serving. Her daughter is also serving, her daughter-in-law is also serving. So she is scolding her daughter. Hey, my daughter, why are you not serving properly? Why didn't you put more rice and less vegetables? And the daughter also says, sorry ma, I'll take care, she says. But who is alert, seeing this? Daughter-in-law understands. I did the mistake and she got the taunt. Like that she feels. But daughter-in-law is happy secretly inside, because although she committed mistake, she didn't get the scolding. So this example Prabhupada gives. So what is the analogy I will tell you? Who is mother-in-law in this? Supreme Lord. And who is the daughter? The pure devotees. And who is the daughter-in-law? Like others, all of us. Like Krishna is chastising Arjuna in the beginning of Gita. Ashuchana Vishochasam, there's a verse. He is telling Arjuna, You are talking big, big words, but you are a fool, number one, because you don't know the difference between body and soul, he says. Imagine if he scolded the reader. Oh, reader, you don't know the difference between body and soul, so you are a foolish person. Immediately close the Gita and run away. They throw it and run away. Is it not true? Therefore, Krishna is so kind. Instead of scolding us, he is scolding his own pure devotee, Arjuna. In the same manner, Lord, sometimes it appears like you are putting, and Lord is putting his devotee in trouble. But it's not true. When Lord puts devotees in such kind of challenging situations, the devotee will come out successful. You will see that. What is the dream that Lord is going to tell him in the dream is, he is going to tell him that now I am feeling very hot in the summer season. Can you go to Nilachal, Jagannath Puri, which is 1,000 miles away from Vrindavan, the other side of India? And can you get cooling sandalwood pulp for me from there and apply it on my body and make me feel very cool? Like that the Lord is going to request in the dream. Imagine one of us got a dream. Lord came in a dream and said, travel some 1,000 miles and bring me Chandan. When we get up from the dream, what will we do? We will say, thank God it was only a dream. Will we say like that? Or will we take the dream seriously? So sometimes, we become lethargic in doing physical services. You will find there was one old lady in Vrindavan. Every morning she used to bring, a bucket of water for serving the Radha Damodar deities. Early in the morning, like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. At that time it would be very dark, sky would be dark. She would go to the Yamuna, fetch water in a pitcher, and she would come and keep it just outside the deity room. Like this curtain is closed now, deity room will be closed. The Pujari would be inside. There was an understanding that Pujari will later on take that water for bathing the Lord and everything. So she would keep. So Prabhupada was watching her. This lady was 80 plus and her hands were shivering. She was very old lady. Her body was trembling. Even in that age, in the early morning, she would take a bath in the cold water of Yamuna and bring that water and keep it. So Prabhupada saw every single day, without missing even a single day, she would do that service. So Prabhupada says in one of his purports, he says, this lady is definitely going back home, back to Godhead for her service. Although nobody was watching her, Lord was watching her. Such sincerity in service. So, my spiritual master was telling, there is one Mataji in London. She used to make cakes. And she used to make, one round cake she used to make. In the top of that, she used to make a very meticulous design. Very fine design she would make. And then offer it to the deities. And that design would take long time to make. Just like sometimes people make design for Krishna, here also for Neela Madhav they make, right? It takes long time. Like that in cake she would make design. But most people who come to temple, when they will receive a piece of cake, they would just put it in the mouth. They will not see the design. But my spiritual master was telling, who will definitely see the design? Krishna will see. Because paying attention to details is a sign of love. So she was paying attention. So in the same manner, Lord is very pleased if somebody renders meticulous service. Madhavendra Puri now got a dream. That Lord came in the dream and said, please go to Jagannath Puri and get me sandalwood. And he was ready, immediately ready. And he went by walk. In those days, you can't just take a flight and go. You have to walk a long distance. He walked all the way. On the way, he came across one place called Remuna, where another amazing pastime happened. So, see, generally all of you have experience. Say, for example, your father and mother are walking. If somebody comes and lifts the luggage, they will say, no, you don't lift the luggage, we will manage. But if they have their own son coming towards them, they will say, beta, please take this. When it comes to son, they will say, you lift the luggage. But if someone else comes, they may not want to give, they may hesitate to give. Why? Because that somebody else is not so close. They are not so intimate. They have a formal relationship and they don't want to put them in trouble. But when it comes to sun, they feel it's like extension of their own body. It's our own sun. Same way, the Lord also will only take service from someone who lovingly serves Him. Otherwise, the Lord will not make such demands like He is making from Madhavendra Puri. He is coming and telling in his dream, can you please get Chandan for me? Even we all have experience. When you are in strong connection with somebody, like for example, your son is returning home from the college. After 12th standard, generally children are with parents. When they go to university, they go far away. So after 6 months, he is coming home. He may tell his mother, Mom, I am coming today. When I come home, you keep some special item ready for me. You make some special sweet for me. You know that's my favorite. Mom will say, even without you telling, I am already ready with the sweet. I have already made it. So she has remembered that my son likes the sweet. She will make it and keep it. And son has the right to demand also from the mother. Mom, when I am coming, please make it. Mother is very happy when he makes demand, right? Is any mother angry with the son? Hey, why are you ordering me? Will she be angry? You ask any mother. Mother's heart is always joyful when son or daughter demands, please make this and give us. They're very happy. Similarly, the Lord, when Lord is demanding the devotee, go to Nilachal, Jagannath Puri Dham and get me sandalwood, Soma sandalwood. He is very happy, he is jubilant. So it is said that he very lovingly rendered that service. See, the Lord is saying, my bodily temperature still has not decreased. Please bring sandalwood from Malaya province and smear the pulp over my body to cool me, the Lord said. Yeah. See, bring sandalwood from Jagannath Puri, kindly go quickly. So no one else can do it, only you must do it. Swapna dekhi puri gosaye rahila prema vesha Prabhu agnya palivare gela purva desha. He's saying, after having this dream, Madhavendra Puri Gosai became very glad due to ecstasy of love of Godhead. And in order to execute the command of the Lord, he started east towards Bengal. See, what is the response of Madhavendra Puri? There is one word given here. He became very glad due to ecstasy. We have to ask ourselves, when someone gives you service, do you feel ecstatic or static? Sometimes you come with a service and some devotee says, Prabhu, you go around searching for another person. After asking all the devotees, if no one is available, at last you come to me, Prabhuji. Some people say like that. So, which means they hope that in between somebody else will take up the service. Correct, no? So, therefore, we should be very eager for service. And also, service should be rendered with love. See, devotional service means, Prabhupada says, you should render some service to Krishna, and that service should be done with love. It should not be grudging devotional service, it should be loving devotional service. Devotional service is voluntary. Devotional service has a spirit of sacrifice. Devotional service is done with love. And devotional service is done with a pure heart. Devotional service is something done with a longing to meet the Lord, see the Lord, serve the Lord, please the Lord, satisfy the Lord. That is devotional service. One time, we saw in one kitchen, one fellow came out in the Prasadam hall in one of the temples and asked, anybody wants extra gulab jamuns? He asked. You all know gulab jamun, right? Immediately 20 people got up and caught hold of the dhoti and ran to the kitchen. Prabhuji, we never thought extras will be served. Everybody was given only two. Then he told, come inside. Then he told them, please lift this big vessel. First you have to wash the vessel first. Then you will get gulab jamun. Then they took it to the washing place and inside the vessel, outside the vessel, they had to clean it. Then he told them, 2 more vessels. And totally it became half an hour of washing the vessels. And they were all sweating and said, Prabhu, where is the gulab jamun? So he had only about 4 gulab jamuns, that's all. He gave them all little. And all the fellows said, for this little bit of gulab jamun, you called us? He said, I never thought 20 of you will come. I thought I'll get 4 people, I can give 1 each. He was telling, I'm surprised how you guys came. But they knew why they came. Because more than service, what attracted them? But I told this fellow that you are an intelligent fellow, because If you announced, is there anyone who can wash big pots? I don't know how many will come. But therefore announced for gulab jamuns. So we learn one lesson from all this, that as much as we have taste for gulab jamuns, we have to develop taste for service. Because if we are eager to serve Krishna, Krishna will come running towards us. He will be eager to see us also. Wherever, it's not a very difficult thing to understand. Like you see, when I am in Pune temple, when I travel almost half the month out of Pune, because I have a responsibility in Hyderabad and other places. When I come to Pune, sometimes all the brahmacharis will catch and a lot of congregational devotees will come to meet. Sometimes there are 10, 20 people to meet. So, but many guys will see that today is a crowded day, we can't meet, so they will go. They won't meet. But one day, one boy had come. He told me that, I told him, see, I will try to meet you before 1, but I couldn't meet him. Then I told him, now I'm going for lunch, I'll try to meet you afterwards. I couldn't meet him. So he was waiting till 5 o'clock in the evening. When I told him at 5, I'm very sorry to keep you waiting, I told him. He said, no. Prabhu, I was chanting, reading, meeting devotees. Even if you cannot meet me today, no problem, I'll wait till tomorrow also, he said. So why I'm telling you, if someone tells like that to you, will you want to give him time or not? If somebody is after us, then we will also be after them. Right? No? If somebody is giving you so much affection and respect, you will also reciprocate back. So this is the same thing that happens with Krishna also. And Krishna sees that this devotee of mine is desperate to come towards me, then the Lord also is attracted to the devotee. This is a very important principle. One time I was in Mayapur Dham. There was this Chandan Yatra festival, right? One of the days they put Chandan completely bluish. You have seen that? It's a blue Chandan they put. Very attractive. So Radha Madhav looks like Nila Madhav. So the whole body is fully bluish. Bluish Chandan they put. Blue color, Krishna's color. So a lot of people were there in temple hall. The whole hall was packed with a lot of people. So I was also pushing, and people were little by little pushing and trying to go nearer the altar. The altar was closed like this. So there was one person in the front, he was looking behind. So I asked him, hey, altar is going to open now. Why are you looking behind? He said, I never wanted to be in the front. People pushed me and took me there. He said, somehow I was behind. I wanted to go out somewhere. But now I don't know how to find a way to go out. At the same time, they were announcing in the mic, Prabhus, Matajis, all of you please come in the front. There are many devotees waiting outside. They want a place inside. I was laughing because people who are desperate to take darshan are outside. And somebody is in the front row, he wants to go out. So who will Radha Madhav be attracted to? Tell me. Those who are outside. Because Lord knows the heart of the devotee. So, therefore, devotion service is called as Krishna consciousness movement. Consciousness, what is our consciousness when we render services? When Lord should be pleased with our attitude. Therefore, we say, Jagannatha Swami Nayana Patagami Bhavatu Me. Jagannatha Swami Nayana Patagami Bhavatu Me. So Lord Jagannatha, please, if you are pleased with me, please give me your darshan. Like our Shukadeva Goswami says similar statement. He says, Prasida me, Bhagavan Satampati. Prasida means, may Lord be pleased with me. Oh Lord, if be pleased with me, if you are not pleased with me, please tell me why you are not pleased. What is wrong with me? What am I doing wrong? Correct me, rectify me, diagnose my malady, purify me, uplift me, take me close to yourself. This is the mood in which devotee should render devotional service. So here we find he was feeling very glad due to ecstasy of love of God. And then he was ready to go towards Bengal. Yeah. Before leaving Madhavendra, he made all arrangements for regular deity worship because Gopal also has to be taken care. Yeah. And he engaged different people in various duties. And they all took up the service. Then taking the order of Gopal, he started for Bengal. Yeah. See, Madhavendra Puri arrived at the home of Shantipur Advaitacharya Prabhu, and Advaitacharya Prabhu is disciple of Madhavendra Puri. He became very pleased. And he is getting initiated here. You find that. So it goes on like this. There are many verses. I will take you to one place. Here is another section starting, very important section here. Remunate Kaila Gopinata Darshana Tara Rupa Dekya Haila Vihvalamana. He says, when he went to Remuna, even today you'll find there is a Gopinath temple. So he got darshan of Radha Gopinath there. As soon as he saw the form of the Lord, no, he felt Vihvalamana means he felt waves of ecstasy arising in his heart. When he saw the beauty of that, he was overwhelmed with seeing the beauty of the deity. Nritya Gita Kari Jagamohane Vasila Kya Kya Bhoga Lage Brahmane Puchila. So he danced and sang in front of the deity in great ecstasy. And after that, he saw the pujaris there. So he asked the pujaris that, what type of sweet do you offer to your deity here? He asked them. So they will tell him that, now we offer one particular item called as Amrita Keli. The Amrita Keli is very, very famous. It's like sweet rice, one particular type of sweet rice. And Madhavendra Puri had already heard about it before, this sweet preparation. So he had a desire that I have to find out how these people make it. So, like in Vrindavan, there is one Giriraj sweets. They make the Son Papdi, if any of you know. It's very, very famous one. So one of the devotees from Bombay, Chopal temple, he went to that shop, Giriraj sweets, and found out who is the person who is making it. He said, sir, your Son Papdi is world famous. Everybody from the world coming to Vrindavan, they buy big quantity of Son Papdi. You all know Son Papdi? If you don't know, you can eat and see how it is. Layer by layer, it will come out. If you put one piece in the mouth, the tongue will melt. Delicious. But you have to eat Giriraj one. That's a very famous one. So he asked, can you please tell us the recipe? That fellow said, no. If I release the recipe, and everybody in the world will make it. This is very secret. That's like Balaji Laddu, correct? A big laddu. So in Pune also we have a Balaji. So we found out the recipe and then we asked them, we came to know them. We make the same laddu in Pune also. We try to bring the same taste, similar size, big laddu. Then this devotee stayed with them, with that cook, and told him, I'll become your assistant. So 3 months he served him. And after 3 months, the cook's heart melted. He said, because you are so humble devotee and you assisted me 3 months, now I have developed a firm friendship with you. Okay, I'll release the recipe for you. So he told the recipe. Now they make in Bombay also, they make Kwangobi, very similar to that. So Maharaj was telling. So the point is, when you can see that, why should we want to know the recipe of a particular item made in a particular temple? Certain temples, they make certain items often for the deities. So he wanted to know, because not that he wanted to taste and enjoy. Why did he want? He wanted to make it for Gopal. That was his desire. So this is also one lesson we can learn. If you go to somebody's home, they make a very nice, item, eatable. You should immediately think, oh, I wish I can learn from them how to make this item so that I can offer for our home deity also. Then that is what thought it is, Krishna conscious thought. If you only think, oh, I like this item, I want to enjoy it, then it becomes sense gratification. Correct, no? Yeah. Sevara Shaustava Deki Anandita Mane Uttama Bhogalage Yata Bhuji Anumane. See, for the excellence of the arrangement, Madhavendra understood by deduction only that the best food was offered to the deities. So he was thinking, I will ask the pujaris, what arrangements they make for, so that I can make for my Gopal. And then he says here, that is what Amrita Keli I told you. Here comes the important point. Gopinath Chiravale Prasiddha Namayara Prithivite Aiche Bhoga Kahanahiyara. It was such a delicious item preparation. Even today, you can see every temple in Vrindavan has a certain type of prasad. You've seen that? Like Jagannath Puri is famous for what? Khaja. Is that correct? Yeah. Similar, Tirupati is famous for laddus, like that. Similarly, here the Gopinath temple is famous for Amrita Keli. Throughout the world, nowhere else you can find that. He says. Yeah. Hena kale se boga thakure lagila, shuni puri gosai kichu mane vicharila. So he thought like this. Ayachita kshira prasad alpayadi pai, swada jane taiche kshira gopale lagai. He said, I feel shy to ask them for a little bit of that item. But on their own, if they give me, I will accept it. And I will taste it. And I will know its ingredients. Then I will also make it for Gopal. Like that he was thinking in his mind. Hey chaya laja paya Vishnu smarana kaila Hena kale bhoga sari arati bhajila. He says here, he became greatly ashamed when he desired to taste the sweet rice. Why? He immediately began thinking of Vishnu. When you think of Vishnu, offering was completed, and the Arati ceremony began. And I saw the Arati and Madhavendrapuri offered namaskar to the deity. He didn't say anything more to anybody. Madhavendrapuri avoided begging. He was completely unattached to indifferent to material things. Whatever comes of his own accord, he accepted. I already told you that yesterday. See, when he desired to taste a little sweet rice offered deity, he considered that he had committed an offense by desiring to eat what was being offered to the deity. You understand this point, no? See, when somebody is taking something to deity room to offer, they will keep it covered. You've seen that? Why? Because sometimes we have curiosity. What is going to be offering? Like that. People may look with enjoying mentality. And then the food gets affected by that. Therefore, in some temples, when Matajis make some Rajabhog or something, on that day they are not allowed to eat that Rajabhog Prasad when it comes out. The reason is what? While cooking, they will not make a plan in the mind. When offering comes out, I'll take it home. They will not make a plan like that. They know that today I am cooking, I can't touch any of the items. So they will cook with detachment. They will cook without developing the enjoying mentality. So while cooking, we should not think that I am going to eat it afterwards. We should be cooked with the intention that who is going to be pleased? Krishna is going to be pleased. So the pujari was taking it towards the deity room. At that time this thought came, I want to taste a little bit. So he considered that as an offense in his mind. It's not a very big offense because he's not wanting to enjoy it. Still he felt like that. So, but then the deities took notice of that. Gramera shunya hate vasi karena kirtana eta pujari karaila takure shayana. So when Madhavendrapuri left that place, why he left the place? He felt, I've committed an offense to the Lord. So he left the place. So he went to the marketplace. He was sitting in a vacant place and was beginning to chant again continuously. In the meantime, the temple pujari, after finishing all the worship, he took out all the parts of Amrita Keli. There are 12 parts. He took it all out. But then Lord came in the dream of the pujari and said, hey pujari, did you count the parts properly? Pujari said, yes. Lord said, you didn't notice one part must be missing. Then he again he took a bath and ran to the pujari room and checked there was only 11. So he told the Lord, my Lord, one is missing, I don't know where it is. Lord said, I have stolen it myself. And I have kept by the side of my cloth, you didn't notice it. Come here, pick it up immediately, go to the marketplace, where my very dear pure devotee Madhavendrapuri will be found. You give this to him. I have stolen it especially for his pleasure. So here is the point where Madhavendrapuri is taking trouble to go to Jagannath Puri for the Lord's pleasure. So Lord wants to please his devotee. So two things Krishna is doing. One thing is, he is demanding service from Madhavendrapuri out of love. Like for example, when you go to a hotel, a waiter is serving you. Or if you are at home, your mother is standing next to you and serving you. There's a big difference, right? Mother is simply standing right next to us, that affection can be perceived very easily. When she serves lovingly different items, it's enjoyable. On the other hand, when you eat out in a hotel, that's a different mood. Similarly, Lord likes taking service from his devotee, so he's demanding it. But he is not only demanding, he is also doing service. What service is he doing? He is stealing part of sweet rice for him, understanding the mind of the devotee. That means devotee understands the mind of the Lord and executes his order. And Lord understands the mind of the devotee and makes an effort to please the devotee. So this is the reciprocation. Uh, Actually, Lord controlled by devotee, devotee controlled by Lord. This is the sum and substance of Krishna consciousness. There's one Hindi song. The song says, Dina Bandhu Dina Nath Mere Dori Tere Haath, which means, Oh Lord Dina Bandhu Krishna, my ropes are, I'm handing over the ropes of my life in your hands. That's the meaning. That's what Arjuna did. Arjuna told Krishna that here is my chariot, Arjun, I am chariot Krishna. Now you become Parth Sarathi. You drive this chariot. Wherever you may take the chariot and tell me, you fight in this place, I will fight. Whatever you tell me not to do, I won't do. Whatever you tell me to do, I will do. So devotee means he hands over his life to Krishna fully. And he aligns with Krishna and Guru. He doesn't act independently. Even if something is very pleasing to me, if Guru says no, I will not do it. Even if something is very difficult for me to do, if Guru says, I request you to do or I order you to do, I will happily do it. That's the meaning of a devotee. So a devotee hands over his life to Krishna and Guru like that. But then when Lord is very pleased with the devotee, Lord says to the devotee, oh devotee, I have become sold out to you now. Then a devotee can sing, Dina Bandhu Dina Nath Tere Dori Mere Haath. So Lord's ropes are in devotee's hands. Where do you know that? In Jagannath Puri. When Jagannath Rath Cart has two ropes, you've seen that? They are in whose hands? Devotee's hands. That means Lord's ropes are in devotee's hands, devotee's ropes are in Lord's hands. And they reciprocate love. And that love is the sum and substance of Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada said, love is the last word in transcendence. Prabhupada writes that. Peace is not the last word. Love is the last word. When you are in negative axis, we are suffering. When you go to 0, 0, you are peaceful. When you go to positive axis, you love the Lord and lovingly exchange such loving reciprocation with Him. So, in this way, Lord saved that pot of sweet rice for Madhavendra Puri. And Madhavendra Puri was in the marketplace not knowing this. He thought, I have committed offense to the Lord by desiring the sweet rice. But then Lord sent the Pujari went to marketplace and asked, is there anyone here called Madhavendra Puri? Whether he asked. Madhavendra came forward. He said, what is the matter? He asked her. He said, Lord has saved a pot of sweet rice for you. And the people surrounded immediately. What? Lord has reserved this for his devotee. Immediately Madhavendra Puri became popular on the very spot. So Madhavendra Puri tasted the Amritikeli. Every bit of it when he was taking, there were tears in his eyes. The Lord has reserved this one pot for me, knowing well that I had a desire to taste it. If he is giving, how can I say no? I have to accept it. He accepted it. Not only that, after eating the pot of sweet rice, he broke that pot into small pieces and kept it in his cloth. Every day he would eat one piece. He ate that pot also, because this pot was touched by Krishna and he lifted it and kept in the side. Even that becomes very dear for the devotee. Because actually we also remember the paraphernalia used by someone who is very dear to us. Like for example, if a child comes from the school, as soon as the son or daughter is seeing the shoes of the father outside, they immediately know, father has come back home. And then they go inside, they see the coat and the tie and everything. They immediately recognize father is here at home. So they see these items and they immediately remember the father. Similarly, when a devotee sees anything that is used by Krishna, that immediately brings Krishna remembrance to the devotee. Like one congregation devotee gave me a box of some peda or something. But outside the box, they had put a peacock feather. They had stuck it. So as soon as they gave me, I received it. Immediately, one moment I was taken aback seeing the peacock feather. Because it reminds you of whom? Krishna, yeah. And then I opened the box. There was a tulasi at the top, which means they have properly offered it to the Lord and given. So these are things which will immediately remind us of the Lord also. So he wanted to remember the Lord again and again, so he kept it and eating it every day. Now, we are running short of time. We just have 5 minutes to conclude. So in conclusion, what happened, I'll tell you. I'll show you one of the very important verses. We'll go to... Yeah, from here, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will be glorifying, uh, Puri, Paramananda Puri's great devotion in the last part. Mahadaya Maya Prabhu Bhakta Vatsala Chandana Pari Bhakta Shrama Karila Safala. The Lord is very merciful and attached to his devotees. So when Gopinath was covered with sandalwood pulp, Madhavendra Puri's labor became successful, which means when he got the sandalwood pulp, so what Madhavendra Puri did, I'll tell you, after these things, turn of events I told you, as soon as he saw people are praising him, he could not take the praise. If somebody praises us, we feel so happy. But Madhavendra Puri felt like a pinch. He couldn't take the praises. He immediately thought, before people come and lift me up, I want to run away from this place. He left that marketplace and ran. But before he reached Jagannath Puri, his fame had reached already there. Jagannath Puri. Because people had come to know that in the previous station, Ramana, Gopinath had stolen a pot of rice. As soon as he reached, everybody said, "Oh, here comes the Madhavendra Puri, for whom Lord had stolen sweet rice pot." So Madhavendra Puri thought, what can I do now? Everybody is going to glorify me. Then he used his glories to request the toll in charges that, okay, you're praising me so much, please kindly allow me to carry this sandalwood through the toll without any kind of difficulty. So everyone immediately helped him. So used his name and fame for ultimately rendering service to the Lord. He did that. And then when he was bringing it back, on the way, when one dream, Gopal came and told him, Madhavendra, I am so pleased with you. No, I just wanted to check your surrender for me, and I told you to get this sandalwood pulp from such a far away place.